right, welcome back, everybody. We hope you enjoyed your 2-minute break, but you know what? It's time to see a match between two of the most exciting new players in StarCraft 2 right now.
Yep.
We've got a match between this gentleman right here, Slayer's Min, and this guy over here, MVP Keen. One of them made it all the way to Codes this season. The other one, not quite as far, but nevertheless, still a very exciting player.
Yep.
We are going to see them duke it out on Crevasse.
They were both, if I remember correctly, eliminated by MVP at different points in Code A.
Yeah, I believe you're right, actually. Yeah.
So they both share that distinction. But yeah, it should be an excellent match. We are going to see a Terran versus Zerg. It is going to be on the map Crevasse, which is a very amusing map. Terran versus Zerg. Lots of fun ramps, put tanks on.
Yeah.
Roll Banelings down.
That's right. They roll faster when you roll them downhill.
That's right,
Just get a good running start and toss it, and rolls really quickly. And, you know, they're kind of like super balls, too. If you throw them against the ground, they don't explode like people would think. They actually bounce up really high.
Yeah. Good to know.
A little known fact about Banelings.
Good to know. Banelings actually bounce.
Yep, that's right.
I had no idea.
That's maybe
I still probably
wouldn't.
wouldn't test it myself, just in case it exploded.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit dangerous.
Might actually throw it too hard, do 1 damage to it.
You want to work in a controlled environment, but let's get this game going. GSL Team League Finals. All right, here we have the winner of our last game. A fantastic macro Zerg, but can he keep the momentum going? He is.
Slayer submit.
Fans of his would say Min for the win.
That's what they would say, man.
Yeah.
They would say Min rhymes with win,
Yep.
and therefore, Min deserves the win.
Here's our blue Terran player from the team MVP. He's pretty.
MVP King.
He's pretty keen.
And
That's
Keen,
right.
of course, rhymes with green.
That's right.
And
Green.
green. So MVP should get the green. The green. Money's not green in Korea, actually.
And yeah, Mean Keen we could call him. Although he's not a mean guy.
Some of the money's green. They have different
That's true.
colors.
Yeah, which is nice. It's easy to tell it apart.
Yeah.
So Keen has shown to be a really, really stable Terran player. I mean, I would say out of Code A this last season, he is easily one of the best players. It definitely deserves to be in Code S. Could easily win this match.
Yeah, man.
And look at that. Oh, look.
There's,
Day9. What do you know? Day9, you look a little bit
Day9.
different somehow. I can't
weird.
quite place it.
And there's his faithful pal Notepad,
That's right.
who's a
always good to have your
frequent guest
Notepad.
on the daily.
Yep. That's actually really funny.
He's like one of the characters,
Yep. He is now.
along with the logo.
Not quite as annoying as the paperclip guy that like pops out all the time.
No,
Hey,
much less
do
annoying.
you
than
need help
Paperclip.
finding the caps lock?
Do you need help finding the enemy base? Let me scout that for you.
That's right.
Min has gone for a hatchery and then gas and then pool. So something we saw yesterday a little bit. Good for a fast expansion, but you still get that gas first, and you're able to get Zergling speed pretty quickly.
Drone's like, excuse me, sir. MVP.
Drones are so
SCV
polite.
is like, yeah.
The SCV is like, pardon me,
Yep.
do you have any Grey Poupon?
He rolls up and like the visor slides down on the
That's right.
SCV suit.
It's actually a limo SCV.
Man, we are really dating ourselves if we make Great Poupon references. Oh no, look at this though. That Overlord is getting very low. Is he going to lose it? I think he might. This could be bad for
30
Min.
hit points.
That Overlord.
19, 13, 7. One more hit.
Oh,
One more
he
hit.
gets away.
Oh, but there's a Marine going down to
That
the low ground.
Overlord,
Is
he
he going
needs
to
to
get
turn to the right. Oh no, move it, Overlord. It's too late.
Boom.
Oh.
And the guts and carapace of that
Yep.
Overlord fall in defeat into that crevasse, down onto the trees, in the little cavern there.
And that is actually pretty bad for Min early in the game. That definitely slows things down.
Yeah.
That drone taken out, no more scouting for him.
Now, luckily, it took long enough because
look at
he
this,
saw
though.
it coming and he made an Overlord to replace it already.
There's
But,
already a Roach Warren on the way for Min.
Ooh.
Very quick. Now, Min did see the reactor on the barracks. He can assume that Keen is going to do exactly what he's doing right now, which is switching in to make some Hellions. So, nice read by Slayer's Min.
Yes, indeed. He did not see the Roach Warren.
Yep.
So he does not know that's coming, and we could see a bust. Now, here's the thing is, Min might expect a fast expansion on this map because, well, it's Crevasse. You have an easy expansion to take, so he might expect that. But instead, he's actually going for major tech, and there's some Hellions get trapped actually against their own wall a little bit, roasted the tree.
Nice job minimizing the damage to the Hellions too there.
Yeah.
And it looks like we might see some Banshees here coming out in just a second as well.
Yeah. Which is
And
gonna
there
be,
is indeed Cloak too.
which is going to be interesting. He's got these
Yeah.
Hellions coming out. Speedlings are on the way, but he actually doesn't have any Speedlings. Yeah, just those 2 Roaches and a single Zergling.
Now, wow, trees getting roasted all over. It's like the scene from Avatar.
Where is Captain Planet when you need him?
That's right. You'll never be one of the people. My favorite Avatar line.
Wow, so Hellions coming in here, doing some damage to these Roaches, and just soften them up a little bit.
And what Keen is doing is so smart right now. He's getting Min to try to overreact to the Hellions by making 4 of them, making Min think there's more on the way. And Min, in regards to that, is probably not going to be too prepared for these Banshees. Now, he is getting a lair. He is getting an Evo Chamber. If he kind of can tell something's up, we might see him put down a Spore Crawler. We're about to see just how perceptive Min is in this game.
Min is
Banshee's on the way.
Yeah, he has just enough Roaches to block things, and he's gone back to making drones, and he is making Spore
he
Crawlers,
And
1 in each of his supply lines.
That's right. I don't know if the Overlord saw that. He only has 2 Queens. There they both
come
are.
out, and the
Never mind. I
Hellions
guess he did
taking the
make another.
opportunity to run in and pass the
no.
Queens into the supply lines.
And the
Spore Crawlers can do
Hellions.
nothing against that. Oh!
They get a lot of kills. Roasting the drones at the natural, but really, Min doing a pretty good job of handling this. He did lose a lot of drones, but here comes the Banshee now. How far can it work in before the Spore Crawler is going to go after it? Min has to work against 2 very different kind of attacks right now, Banshees and Hellions.
Yeah, and the Banshee, of course, with the Cloak, makes it much more difficult since he just got his
Oh, he
flare.
gets it.
Oh, wow.
Min lost some drones, but all in all, did a pretty good job of handling that. But here comes the second Banshee. It's going to be impossible to hold that front with Roaches right now with the Banshee out.
Yeah, he's lost a total of 11 drones from all this harassment.
Yep.
And an Overseer finally morphing. I'm surprised he didn't morph that earlier, just depending on his Spore Crawlers. For detection.
And Keen doing a good job of staying just outside of the Spore Crawler range as well. The vision range, of course, does extend farther than the Spore Crawler can shoot.
Yep.
So if you can lure your opponent into it, your Queens can clean things up.
Now, Keen went for a little bit less of an Econ build by going for the tech first, but he did enough damage with all the Hellions and Banshees that he's actually even in Harvesters, and he's got his second base up as well, so their economies are about the same, although, of course, with the Mules, Keen's a little bit ahead as far as his mineral intake.
Now, Min's getting a Spire. That's going to do quite well against Banshees, of course, but Keen is already producing a Thor.
Ooh.
So if Keen plays this right, those Mutas may not be able to do a whole lot of damage. So far, Keen just doing a really, really good job of switching things up, keeping Min on his toes, making his opponent react to him instead of the other way around.
Yeah, and that's the other great thing about doing Banshee Harass is you also end up scouting your enemy
Yeah, absolutely.
a lot. He's got 2 Banshees still floating around. They can, of course, come on the sides and try and pick off Queens or wayward drones.
And Keen already getting +1 vehicle attacks too, so he's planning on going into the mech plate, looks like, in a big way. Banshee out, or rather Viking out right now, and it's going to do exactly what we see doing right now. Taking down some Overlords. Making sure that Min doesn't have quite as much advance notice if there is going to be anything flying across the map.
Yep, very smart move. Viking pays for itself pretty easily.
Yeah. And Min getting Roach speed as well, so he may try to do something a little bit similar to what we saw in last game, only adding some Mutas on as well to that. Now, the ramp is very, very wide. The rocks don't have a lot of health, so if Min can break those down, he can get into Keen's base pretty easily. Getting a Baneling Nest as well. Banshees still causing damage.
Yep. Total of 7 kills between the 2 of them.
Yep.
Not horrible. Not as much as we've seen other Banshees do, but yeah, Mutas are now out, man. So they are heading over towards the base of MVP Keen, and he has turrets up. He's got that door in the background as well. These Mutas aren't going to do a terrible amount of damage.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit. Got the turret to cancel right there, but there's just not enough to take on that turret. And look at that, 2
Oh.
Thors already moving out for Keen.
Whoa, but actually, the Thors are in the middle of the map, so the Mutalisks
Oh,
kind of have free reign here for a minute. There's only a couple Marines in the base.
they can take out the gas.
Gonna take out a gas.
Maybe take out a couple SCVs.
That is gonna slow him down.
Yep.
But Keen going in for a push. And there are only a handful of roaches at the top of that ramp.
Yeah, this could be pretty tough for Min to hold off. And all these Overlords might get caught out in the open too.
Wow. Yeah, those Thors are gonna need to soak up a lot of
Min
damage and
moving
kill
in.
those roaches off. Falls
He's got
back.
Queens for transfuses and to go after the Banshees as well. It's going to be pretty difficult for Min to take, but I think he's got it.
He's targeting down the
Second Thor
Thors.
going
The
down
Thors
right
go
now.
down. It's just the Marines left. He transfuses one of the roaches,
Oh,
but the
but there's still a
Banshee
Banshee.
doing so much damage with the Queens gone.
Yep.
And it looks like he will clear up the Marines.
So Keen's push will be thwarted, but the Banshee is going to get some more roach kills in, and Min pulling back there. Second Thor on the way.
Yeah,
And
another
it's-
round of reinforcements going for an attack, though.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for Min to reproduce those Queens too.
He is making more Mutalisks. And
Yep.
yeah, he doesn't have as much production because he only has 1 Queen right now.
Yeah. That's going to cut down on the amount of larva Min has as well, of course. And Min not really able to expand. Thor's being dropped on the high ground as well, some Marines. Keen trying to take control, but that is a lot of roaches
Oh.
for Min.
The Banshee goes down at least, and he's actually forcing him to fall back to the low ground. That Thor was not in the best place.
Yep.
He's going to get surrounded by roaches, so nice evacuation there, and he just does not actually have much to counter this, and that Thor is probably going to get picked off
Yep,
because there are
it
no
is.
Marines here.
Picking it up, trying to switch it between the medevac and the ground with the medevac. Oh, there's another Thor there. And all the mutas get eventually taken out except for that one. He's the lucky muta.
Wow. He's taken out so many
Wow,
units just by
look at
killing the medevacs while they're holding Marines.
Yeah.
And forced the Thor to drop out, killed off the Roach as well. Keen is on the run. We could see Min push him all the way back into his base. And
the
Depot
supply depot getting up just in
in
time.
time, although it only hold for a short time, and he doesn't really have much to put out damage to take out those roaches.
Gonna try to repair the Thor, but that's a lot of roaches. SCV's coming from behind. Does Keen have what it takes to hold this? It's gonna be so dangerous.
He is only fighting with SCVs and a handful of Marauders. 1 Thor. He may be able to pick off these roaches slowly and steadily,
Here
but more
comes
Zerglings
Speedlings.
coming in to take out the SCVs as well.
And Slayer's
And
Min.
Min.
Wow.
May just take over the base right now. The Roach is doing so much damage, so buff.
Yeah.
Oh, the Thor had 20 hit points. Barely
Wow.
survives.
Keen holding
Whoa.
for now. Min able to push him all the way back to his base, and the supply count is not too different right now. Min ahead by about 10, but Keen holding okay. Harvesters definitely favoring Min though right
Dude,
now.
Min's not done yet. Look at that. Banelings
Uh-oh.
morphing. Zerglings rallied. He is going to bust down the wall.
That's right.
And go for the kill whilst Keen is still vulnerable. And there goes the
taking
wall.
out both depots.
And the Banelings are going to come in, and the Marines are going to have to fall back from that as long as he's going to waste them on the Thor. And Zergling's streaming as well. He actually held
Nice
that pretty
micro from
well.
Keen. Keen
That was
does-
actually really good by Keen.
Yeah, Keen has some of the best micro I've seen come out of a lot of our newer Terran players in the GSL, and he's definitely showing it right here. And Min just can't make things happen.
That was actually really close.
Yeah.
And amazingly held by Keen. His front door was gone. He only had a handful of units, but he microed them well enough. They killed off the Banelings without losing too much.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you know what, I'm really surprised actually that Min didn't wait for another like dozen Zerglings, because if he had, that would have been pretty different too. He could have taken out the Thor at least.
Min taking his third now. Finally, that's probably the latest third base we've ever seen Min take. He does even have a macro hatch in his main. MVP Keen taking his third as well, so the players may decide to sit back a little bit. Oh, and Min, we're going to see it in a moment, but he is making an infestation pit.
Ooh, very interesting.
Yeah, we saw Leenock do some great infestor usage yesterday.
Yeah, Min has actually been playing really low econ. He has
Yep.
42 drones right now, and that is the most he's had all game, I think.
Yeah.
He's been playing really, really low economy off just the 2 bases.
Oh, there's a drop at the new base.
Oh. And it
Looks
is
like Min has
thwarted.
enough. Yep.
Do not want to deal with those Banelings.
Yeah.
And
So right now, Min, if he can hold this and get his third up and running, maybe do a little bit of harassing in his opponent's base, he could certainly win this. And by the same token, too, Keen is in an equal position. Both players about even, but Keen is starting to pull ahead on supply a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to pull ahead. It is 124 to 95.
Yep.
And Min really...
What? That Viking must have, I don't know, maybe the Viking pilot was trying to hit the missile button and hit the land button instead. He was like, no!
Maybe he was planning on trying to get like 10 banelings to blow up on it or something.
It could be, but the choke that he landed in was so narrow.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, so Min getting his third base fully saturated here, but still behind in the harvester count. Still behind, way behind in income at this point. Actually, he hasn't even made any new harvesters. Min is just powering units right now.
Yep.
And getting his tech up. Yeah, Infestor's coming out now.
Well, his main is mined out, so he can just transfer those drones over to the third base.
Yeah, that's what he did.
So
that's what he did. Okay.
Doesn't really need as many, but, you know, he's going to wish. Oh, I guess he isn't out of gas quite yet. Getting that Spire, and just a bit of a drop. Doesn't do a whole lot. Just a couple Marines getting liquefied there.
Now, he does have the Pathogen Gland upgrade, so all those 3 Infestors that just came out do have fungal growths.
Yep.
And fungal growths, when you have very few medevacs in play, can be very, very strong. There's only 3 medevacs right now.
Absolutely.
If he catches a group of Marines off guard, they are dead.
Yeah, he's going to have to be very, very careful to hold off this attack by Keen. If Keen's able to siege up on that high ground.
Speaking of which, Bailey's coming in.
Oh, wow, he kills the
Fungles
Baneling.
everything. Can he follow up to polish
Yes,
off
all
the
the
Marines?
Banelings.
Oh, man. That was so close. He almost lost all of his Marines, but those Marines are so badly damaged right now.
But he does have 4 tanks coming in from behind. This could be pretty bad for Slayer's men.
Wow, those roaches need to get in there and start cleaning up those Marines. There's not enough medics in the backs to heal them, but the tanks siege up and start doing massive damage.
Yeah, between the tanks and the Marines, it's going to be difficult for Min to hold this. He does have some good roaches there. Thor getting focused out, but there is another one behind, and it looks like Keen might just take this game. There it is. GG.
Min loses his third. He was mined out at his natural.
And back and forth again. Now
Lost
we have
his army.
MVP pulling ahead.
Wow.
3-2.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
This is like watching a fist fight in an old Western where they just basically take turns hitting each other in the face without blocking.
Yeah. That's right, because that is how Old West people
That's
fought.
how Old West people fought, man.
So we are 2-1 right now.
Oh, what's Keen gonna do?
Again.
Doing the gun ceremony, shooting it in the air.
Are those booths going to survive this? I don't know, Moltrap. They're taking quite a
some battle
beating
damage.
so far. Yeah.
Luckily, they've got 2 armor.
Oh, they're giving out shirts? I want
Another shirt pointing at someone. Point at me.
Moltrap and I were talking the other day how we both collect t-shirts. That's like a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
Got
I
some good
like
ones
getting
from Korea.
t-shirts from the various places I've been, events I've gone to, etc.
That's a good way to
Good
get
kind of
banned.
souvenir, because then you can wear it someplace and be hip.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's the MVP team, looking pretty glad. Who is Slayer's going to send out next, though, to face Keen? I think it might be Alicia time.
Yeah, I think
it
Alicia might be a good choice. Otherwise, you know, there are some of those players that we just haven't seen a whole lot of quite yet. I'd be really, really curious to see what Frozen can do against Keen. I don't know if Slayers wants to take a risk like that,
Yeah,
though,
it's hard to it's hard to take a risk with a newer player.
especially in the GSL finals.
In the finals.
Yeah, it's the finals. So this is it. You know, whoever wins this gets the money.
They get the money, they get the trophy.
Yeah, it's about roughly $10,000 US for first and about $5,000 for second place, and then the top coach gets a check as well.
Yep.
And they get that
$1,000.
cool trophy that we've gotten a couple shots of as well.
Very cool trophy.
Yeah.
Then once they have that trophy, they could put a whole lot of red M&Ms in it.
Yeah, exactly. And you could put that on the coffee table in the middle of the practice room. You know, play a game or two, turn around, grab some M&Ms.
Grab some M&Ms, yeah.
Yep.
Or, you know, if you want to have, like, a lot of soup,
Yeah.
you could put a lot of soup in that. Or I
True.
suppose you could actually treat it with respect if you wanted to. But who is Slayer's going to send out next? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm feeling some Alicia here.
I think it might be, yeah.
I feel like Alicia, but they do have a few other players they could send out right now. They, of course, have, you know, they have some snipers that they could send out. They've got Yu-Gi-Oh! waiting in the
Yep.
wings if we want a ZVZ.
Who's it gonna
Might be one of their more unknown players. Rounds out in
Or
Renee.
will it be Boxer?
Let's find out. And they are actually going to send in someone who I
believe-
do not
I
recognize
believe
yet.
that's Ganji. I could be wrong, but
I think you might be right. We'll find out in a moment.
and Keen, whoever he is, Keen's going to have to try to face him. That's Frozen.
Oh, it is
okay,
Frozen.
So it is Frozen. All right.
Good call again.
So Frozen, Protoss player that we've seen a couple times before, shown a little bit of talent, but is largely unproven. They must think his PBT is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
They're going to
And,
send him out against Keen.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I've been talking about this whole league, too, is sometimes you have a player who has specifically practiced a build for a specific situation.
Yeah, well,
and
Keen
so
is-
that's what you can, I mean, that's the beauty of the team league is that you have
Yep.
that whole team there so you can have these different tools that you employ at different times.
Well, Keen's one
And-
of those guys, too, where you'd want to prepare someone for him.
Exactly,
He's
exactly.
definitely someone they're going to be keeping an eye on that team for
Yeah,
sure.
and this is the first time they've used it, too.
Yeah,
So
it's the
haven't
first
seen
time
much of
Slayers
the
have used
strategies this
Frozen.
time. First time they've used Frozen. So and a lesser known player like Frozen, you know, Min comes out and we're like, oh, he's generally a macro player.
Yep.
And so we can kind of know sort of what he's planning on. But Frozen, we're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Keen probably knows more about Frozen's playstyle just from meeting him on the ladder, things like
That's
that,
true.
possibly.
It's true.
Maybe even practicing.
MVP to Royal Road. The
Royal
Royal Road
Road.
is the term for when it's your first time in a league and you get to the finals. Usually used for the OSL, but you can use it for other leagues as well.
Hey, any StarCraft application works, I would say. You know, whenever I see that, though, whenever someone talks about Royal Road, I always think of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
I always think of
I
the
don't
Yellow
know.
Brick Road.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lots of different roads here at the GSL with Doha
I didn't even
Ultra.
I didn't even think about that.
Rainbow
but
Road?
I just realized
Oh.
right now that whenever someone says Royal Road, I get this image in my mind of the Yellow Brick Road from Wizard of Oz.
So
I don't know why.
there
That's
you have
why.
it.
The Royal Road.
Yeah.
Um,
So if you follow the Yellow Brick Road and you're in Seoul, Korea, you know where it's going to take you. It's going
Kansas.
to take you, no,
Oh.
not Kansas. It's not going to take you to the Emerald City either. It's going to take you right here to the GSL studios here in Mukdong. Definitely come by and check it out. We've got a ton of people here today, a lot of foreigners, and it's a ton of fun. Just come and watch a GSL. If I'm not casting, I'm here every single time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually, the first time I came to the studio, I found it by accident.
Really?
Yeah. I think. No, maybe someone showed me the first time.
Oh, I don't know.
And anyway,
Did you come with me
I
the
found it
first
by
time?
accident the second time, maybe. I don't remember if it was the first time, but
Maybe.
yeah, I'm just like walking down the street. I was just doing some wandering around Seoul, seeing the sights,
yeah.
and was trying to get back to the GOM house. Was walking up the street, and there's a school there, and a ginormous GOM TV sign on the side
Yeah.
of the school saying it's time to fly.
Yeah, it's like huge.
your time to
We've
fly.
got the sign outside on the side of the building. It's like literally 30 feet by 30 feet.
Right above-
It's got a huge marine. It's the world's biggest StarCraft 2 marine. I think we can make that claim.
Okay.
Yep.
Right above the basketball court.
That's right. Yeah.
You go through the basketball court, past the table tennis in the lobby, up the stairs, and
Around the corner.
Then there's a giant studio similar to the one you see right behind us right now.
That's right. In fact, it's actually
It actually is the
same
studio.
one,
Yeah,
believe it or
same
not.
one.
Yep. So
But,
we're going to have to see who's going to get the win. You know, if Slayers ties it up again, I would not be surprised at all. I mean, these two teams are so even in skill really right now. Just because we haven't seen MVP as much doesn't mean they can't take it. They've got a good
No,
chance.
man, they have a good chance indeed, especially with the score being about tied up,
Yeah, well, it's 2-1 right now. So
almost tied up.
Yep. If Slayers wins, they're going to tie things up. So many fans here today at the GSL. I love it here, Moltrap.
I
so
love the
much
Team
fun.
League. This has been totally awesome. So many
Yeah.
players here, and it's good to see like the team cohesion too. The players kind of laughing together and stuff, and
Yep.
and cheering each other on, that kind of thing. So we're gonna see a Terran versus Protoss. The map is gonna be Tal Dream Altar.
Yeah. And you know what? That would have been a good map for Min. He did get Terminus, but Teldrim Altar.
He beat
very large
MVP
map.
on Tal Dream, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat someone
I
really
think that
good.
was the map that he beat MVP on with his Gosu Overlord on the pedestal. So he knew that he could use a Baneling Bust.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was round 1 of Code A. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was round 1.
Was that round 1?
Yeah, that was the very first round. Min did take a game off I'm MVP.
I thought it was the round of 16.
One of the few people to do so.
Oh, well. We can look it up.
Yeah.
So Min is not playing in this game, though.
No, he's not. We've got Slayers Frozen versus
Slayers Frozen.
MVP
I'm really
Keen.
curious to see what Frozen can do. We've seen a lot of newer players that were like, huh, we've never seen this scrub before. And then they come out and like all kill.
Yeah.
Or they come
Taja.
out and get 3 kills like Don Regu,
Yep.
who has not yet been seen. Don
Yeah,
Regu.
that's someone.
Still on the bench over there, man.
You know they've got someone prepared for him. Yesterday, I believe they said it was Ryung that had prepared for Dong Regu. Yeah, but they didn't need him. MMA. No, never mind. Yeah, I think they did. Sorry.
Yeah, and then
I'm
today
getting
they said
confused.
they
I'm
had
thinking
someone
about
else.
the game and
Today they said they had someone
Some
else
of
in mind, but we didn't recognize their name, and
uh-huh.
I don't know. They weren't on the roster,
Yep.
so we'll
That's
see.
right.
But anyway, again, while we have a little time, I'll go ahead and review the last couple things that I didn't have a chance to mention before from the format
yeah.
changes. So I was mentioning before that the up and down matches are going to change. They're actually going to have the winner is going to get Code S, and of course with our new sort of league cooperation, the top player from MLG is also going to get Code S for the following season.
Yeah.
And so because there's a couple Code S seeds, now the 4th place players from the round of 32 of Code S and the top 7 of Code A that don't get Code S are going to be divided into groups of 5. And anyway, so let's go ahead and get into game number 4. Let's see the players warming up, getting ready for this game to start.
Yep. And again, the map is going to be Tal'Darim Altar. Huge map for PvT, and really, that matchup is my favorite matchup in StarCraft 2 right now. I love playing it. I love casting it. It's just a great matchup. It's a lot of fun. Both sides,
I love
both races. You love what? Eating it.
Playing it, casting, eating it,
Gonna eat
smelling
right up.
it.
Getting into a weird area now, Moltrap. I gotta say,
It looks like a very lush map.
it does. You can grow some vegetables on it.
It looks very green, man. There's lots of vegetables there.
Lots of room for fields to frolic upon. But we're going to see who can frolic to victory here at the GSL Team League.